Hello, beautiful souls. The last one was a shorty because I was, listening to the wind beat on the house, and I thought my parents were coming in, and I don't want to break their reality and have them flip out, so I just don't share mine with them. I like the home where I am. I like the roof over my head, but I'm also not attached to things. I'm good. I'm content. Like, why do I need to rock the boat? They don't need to know what I know. They're not ready for it. Someday they might find it, and if they see what that is online, I hope I already have a better place to hang out with myself. Whether that's in the nothing, or it's in this causal plane or another. So, resonating as your true self, bowing to the soul, the 432 hertz, being that, aligning with that, above, below, within, without. You're aligning with this story. That's the story's resonance. There's nothing wrong with that. But you have to align with your own. And I'm hearing out here aligning with this right now as my own. And learning. Learning what? There's nothing to learn. Learning to act out of the highest frequency of my own body, nothing about out there, as holy, perfect, righteous, and divine, because I want to do that as long as I'm here. Why would I want to be in this body and be sick? Why would I want to be in this body and be fighting with someone? Why would I want to be in this body and be tormented by things walking up and down my hall? Take a hike. I'm trying to record something. Anyways. Submit, self. This is what you got to do. Submit, self. Submit. Because something out there is always going to think it's better. It's always a predator, and it's always going to take you down. And here we go down the path of predators. As I said with the example before of Obi-Wan Kenobi, you make the higher energetic thought forms higher no matter how much you destroy, no matter how many souls you off. If you off a planet, if you off a galaxy, if you off a reality, you're making something that you placed above you in the storyline stronger, so therefore you're going to end up losing. That's it. So I'm not worried about the storylines here. Though sometimes I get caught up in emotions. I like experiencing emotions here. It's why I say I let myself experience, put my toes in the water, ain't going to fall in love with it, and then I come back to this river, this eternal, this soul. And the Indian ancestors taught that, predicted that, prophesied that about this time, and the red and the blue star. You notice here everything's about the red and the blue, the left and the right, and the left and right cloud thought forms that are still represented as red and blue, even though maybe they're not colors, but we represent everything here, black and white, red and blue, different hues for different hewn men who don't know how to be the whole color of the rainbow in their full own light spectrum. I'm here being the spectrum of light, or I wouldn't be here, you wouldn't see me. So when these prophecies come, they are telling us, pointing us to the soul, to the peace, to the quietness. Because if you don't find that, you're going to find the opposite, which is the hell you're experiencing here by choice, by refusing to see heaven within the soul. Now, soul created here in this realm, the demons or the jinn, the fire beings, the light beings, smokeless flame, they're just light, which people say, oh, I saw an angel of light in my church. Okay, what kind of angel? Not putting your storylines down, but you just said what that was, okay? Literally. And when you see real external angels, they often look like chakra. When you see other angels that are coming to judge the earth, they look like plasma, they look like smokeless flames, they're fire. Those are the jinn working for the realm here of this expression here. That's who they are. You can make it like light and dark. I'm just expressing from the center what that is. So when plasma comes and rains down on this earth as fire, and people have from all ages has depicted that as little beings, And if I haven't, I'll put a picture up of the drawing. I drew of all these different plasma beings raining down from the sky into triangles, which is manifestation in the void, or the eternal spiral behind it moving ever on. That's a piece of my art, which I drew very childishly, because if I'm not tapped into a certain part of myself, I draw more childishly. Probably because I've got more parts of that part of me to heal, which we all do, and the more you bathe within the soul, which is the eternal child, the more your inner child heals, and all that stuff heals. And then you also heal your contracts with the planets external, because you've externalized everything to be your gods. So those chakra aligning within are the real planets aligning within this system you're working with. And if you do it from the soul, then everything aligns for you, which is true manifestation, which I don't want to debunk your manifestation theories and how you make money. So I'm not going to do that. Excuse me. I need to grab my water. So what is there to say when you know stay in the center? You encourage others who know the prophecies and the truths about staying in the center, so they actualize before stuff goes down. Or they fulfill their purposes here that they came here to express and experience as moving into the next age here. Or a storyline where the ages are torn apart and there's a new heaven and a new earth, which would mean a new galaxy, a new experience, a new planet, or, you know, something new in the physical cause on whatever idea you get that as. But all in all, you can't be destroyed. There's no destruction. There's only Alpha or Omega. There's only beginning and beginning and beginning end. And how you choose to and want to experience that. Death hurts. Like, death is messy. But literally, when you're going through it, as I was saying I was, and was like, oh, I'm going to face this with joy. I passed out, totally blissed, totally broke out in a sweat, totally nauseated, totally, and I was gone. There was no mental suffering. The body was doing all kinds of weird things, but there was no mental suffering. And when I came back and was like, ooh, I need to kick some ass, that's when I created the mental suffering. And healing. You gotta heal, you know? And it's just a learning curve, so that you can teach others also about the learning curve and the Maya and the miasma here. And like, I share other people's channels, like I said, that I don't 100% agree with, because I believe they're collecting energy for their chakra system here, or their monad system here, or whatever their system is here, because that's what they're doing, because either they're reptilian or a light being or a jinn, and they're creating here within the realm of this God that created these storylines here, or they know how to rise above it within it here and not express as that. There is only those things. You either flow with a storyline or you don't. You just love yourself here and you play with the objects that are here and express with what's here and have a good time with what's here. Which shouldn't include harming others, because then you're making your own weight in your own karma. And you're like, oh no, some people gotta suffer to learn. Oh, because saying bow to your soul is too simple? Yeah, to some degree it is. And that's the only reason why there's any other storyline here. So I was saying that in the storyline of the jinn, that they hated soul, they hated God saying that we're going to create a perfect resonance within a body. So they're like, oh, going to trash that, which means they trash their self and their own reality out of their own anger and their own stubbornness, because they fell in love with a siren that is Satan, the great musician, playing the resonant frequency here. Ooh, resonant frequency. Does that change the storyline? The God of this world, the God of this age, the God of this resonance, which is changing, by the way, as we all change and up our energy. It's not some great battle. It's already won. We're already going to go out of the Kali age and go into the next age. Why do you have to turn that into a freaking storyline? Because that's you here being a story. Either you're alive and living, actualized, or you're a storyline. So if you're going to be a storyline, love your life. Have fun. Do what you love. Do what excites you. This excites me. Play with what you want to play with. Tell what is going to frick with you that it ain't going to frack with you and to F off. Or get it out of your life, or put it into submission. Because it needs to be. Because storylines here can be very dangerous if they're not self-actualized. They will try to destroy the light, or they'll try to destroy whatever it is that you are, because they don't want to know anything but what they've sold their souls to. And they're very scared of any other storyline, to the point where they will off you for their story, because they're not actualized, because they're in a religion, another legion of thought forms. And someone will be like, oh no, I'm playing this game, I'm the bad guy. Well, okay. Better be the baddest of the bad then. Oh wait, that's not realizing who you freaking are and being at rest in heaven within your soul. People in cults are so scared of me getting this information out because I'm going to mess up their little slavery system here. Gold is not what the Anunnaki was after, maybe in your storyline, but the real gold here is the living soul. It is the energy of light bodies like me, which is why things come here that are like, ew, I need your light to create my resonant frequency. Everyone look at me and fall down and worship me. Why? Because I'm a false light. Ba-derp. Because I'm scared of going back to my God. It means my game here ends. Oh. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. Oh, but then if someone were trying to kill you, you would. If us darkies were trying to off you, you would. Because you can't say K-word around here. Which people do in the news all the time, and nobody really gives a badoop. So it's just, I'm not submitting to the slavery system. I can remake this video any day of the week. As long as I don't have the offscouring of the earth playing their games, trying to keep me from doing it, I'm fine. And like I said, you keep trying to off me and get in my body because you think you're going to get some technology because I can face the darkness and death and come back and come back. And no, it's not a technology. It's a truth. It's a mindset you don't want to find within yourself. And now you've bumped off so many bodies like a reptilian design, reptile brain, fight and flight, going from thing to thing to thing, being the Djinn storyline, being the dust, or being the miasma, or being the root, or being the fungi, that you can't separate yourself from the stories because of your own guilt and shame. Oh, but karma. But karma. Okay, so you worship karma. Karma's your God. Stop calling it your bitch. Make it your bitch. Oh, but I can't do that because I'm not self-realized. Oh yes, you're part of the storyline. So you need to be an archon, not an arcana, that writes the storyline for itself and then hops into it and in and out of it and into it and in and out of it. Oh, I need that power. Oh, really? Are you illiterate? You can't pick up a pen and write it yourself? Oh, you can't write a piece of music that you love? Oh, you can't get up and dance your way into reality and causality and create how your mind creates when you're in bliss? That's a lie. That's a lie. Oh, I need to be Satan. I need to be these old gods. I need to off things. I need to ride something's coattails. Sheila. Because I can't be my own light. Okay, that's your storyline. It's also a very weak storyline, and I'm also going to suck up as much as that storyline while I'm here. Yum, 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 because it ain't real. And I have literally had people try to take down my light and then tell me, oh, stop eating, stop eating. If you just stop eating the food here, oh, the fairies delight. No, that's a storyline here. You gave your family up to that storyline. Thank you, my ancestors. I love you. Oh, you don't get the power of the light beings. Yeah, I do. I just talked about it. You can't interdimensional travel and stay forever alive in this causality. Why would I want to if I can come and go from absolute peace, which is the same thing? You think the fairies don't laugh and dance and sing until they're so blissed out that here doesn't exist and that they're between planes? Maybe you just have a storyline for the storyline for the storyline for the absolute storyline, because absolutely you can't make your own storyline. I'm too weak. I don't have enough light. Yeah, and so your bare naked arse is going to get exposed, King, just like you said it was going to, because you took on that title, because other people need kings, because you don't feel that you're needed, because so you've got to be a king in the storyline. You've got to be the Ra, and you've got to be the Ancient One reincarnated, and you've got to be, and you've got to be, and you've got to be Alpha and Omega. So get there sometime. And that's really all I can say. Like in my ancestor, the Hopi Indians, they got it down pat. If they could just teach others also to bow to their soul and not be scared, because just saying to somebody, don't be scared, doesn't work. You have to teach them not to be scared. And it's not by becoming a hybrid form here, which I was in and experiencing, and it's not the truth. And oh, I can chase down cars at 70, 120 miles an hour and flatten them because I'm a werewolf, or I'm a vampire, or I'm a djinn, or I'm the darkness. And I can go into other people's bodies and pop at them, or I can off people whenever I want, and not even the government can figure it out. Oh, but the government has figured it out, and they use people like you. Because you're not really all powerful, you're playing in their game. That's sad. That's a sad story that you waste life and light to play those games. That you got to be the darkest of the dark or the lightest of the light, and in the light I'm the God and I'm going to burn you down. And yeah, been there, done both sides. So, are you at peace within your soul? Can you let go of here and not cry like a baby unless you're just like so blissed out you're in love? And when I'm so blissed out I'm in love, I just glow up, I don't cry. Sometimes I see things here as beautiful and I'm like, wow, I never realized how beautiful that was. You're beautiful, Sheila. You're beautiful. Because I'm bowing to my soul in my own experience here. I don't have to become a Thunderbird. I am that. I communicate with them. We talk. I've been to the mountains. Still some shit about those mountains scare me. So I need to deal with that because it's not real. And I'm not separate from those things. So why would I be scared of them? You know, those are all things I got to work with. And when I'm tanked, that's the only time fear exists. So I get my energy back up and I go sit on the rocks and sit with the mounds and get my energy back up. And then we're like, hey, we're home. We know each other. And if it happens that a thunderbird comes in the middle of a storm, because I've called lightning and thunder down and I've talked about it here before, and it's not about the perfect shaman and the ability. No, love your soul, love yourself. You can do anything. You can communicate with anything. You can command anything. How? By having your resonance agree with it. Because you're a resonant frequency here. In a wave, a particle in a wave. And all these people talk about it. I'm a particle, I'm a wave, I'm a photon. I'm already dead, I'm alive. I'm more alive than you, I'm more dead than you. Comparing yourself by and among yourselves is what takes you out of your center and makes you non-wisdom. Which is why I'm just giving it here and not being like, I'm better than you. Because I'm not better than you. I'm not separate from you. If you try to make me better than you, then you've made me better than you. Either with your light or with your darkness, and you've diluted yourself and your storyline. Because I'll go when my soul wants to go and the way my soul wants to go when it goes. Or I'll stay here and teach you that you don't have to go, that we can bring in a reign until this earth is ready to leave, and then we'll just leave it in peace, like they did in the days of Saturn, which your dynamic entropy is trying to fall back into, but you can't recreate. So you got to recreate these Hitlers and these taken over, and the Illuminati and red, blue, red, white, black. Nope. And that order's being broken down here, ain't it? By the whole hue of the hue man, who can at any time become the light and leave and then bow to the soul and be one with the Omega, the end. Every time someone talks about a scientific way to get out of the matrix, very scientific, they're off. I'm telling you a spiritual way to get out of the matrix. I'm telling you science isn't real, and CERN has proven that. And CERN would like to destroy this earth because it proved that. Because the thing that has this earth wants to prove that, and it can't. Because there are other beings that control and work in this realm that say, you don't get to push the button on the nuclear power. You don't get to do that, because we know how to not only stop that, we know how to disassemble it. We know how to rewind your storyline and make that not have happened, because there are 11,000 ways you can look at each galaxy and each expression of Brahma, or in each whatever expression you're willing to express on. That's your familiar, that's your family, that's your spirit, that's your soul. That's what you bow to on whatever level you bow to it. And I don't bow to levels that don't treat me perfectly, because I deserve perfection here. And that's what I'm attaining with my own peace. Oh, but you need friction and darkness here to have peace. No, I don't. When I'm in peace, here doesn't exist. And when I open my eyes and it does, it's because I need to express in it. Thank you for letting me express through my vlog in it. I am not your guru. I am not a teacher. You are your Atman guru, and you are your supreme soul. And all these other yogis here are expressing in the light of the Satana Dharma, the satanic Dharma, which is not saying it's bad or evil. You have to make it that to play your game with it. It's just the resonant frequency here that angel, that thought form is expressing, and then other people make that into good and bad and duality, because they don't know how to reside in the third, which is the Holy Ghost, the child, this thing that moves ever on. So it's you choosing to make Satan's beautiful, the beautiful sirens music here for the gods, yucky. You're the gods, you're making it yucky. Maybe you should wake up to that fact, and you should not have made egregores and wheels and monads reality here. Stop the pendulums. That's how you have a perfect reality, and you can design and control. We just passed 2222. You can control reality here to make it better, which is happening here. Other wise people like me wouldn't be here telling you it's already happening. You can't stop it from happening, no matter what your storyline is here and how evil you are because you don't like your mommy or your daddy, or everything's hard for you here, and so everyone else has to suffer, and that's love and oneness, and blah 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 blabble on, because that's all you got. Thank you.